You guys ready to not make the same mistakes I did when you're just bringing only a carry-on onto a 2-week trip to Europe in the winter? 2.5 weeks alone? Yeah, well, just sit back and be ready for this video because that is exactly what I'm going to show you. So of course you guys need a little bit of a prelude here to what's going on. I am flying tomorrow actually from Ottawa all the way to Prague, and then I am spending a week in Prague, and then I am splitting up my second week-ish / a bit longer than that between Austria and Germany. I'm renting my car for the first time ever there solo. So one, you guys will see a lot of content coming up about that exact entire situation that I'm like super in over my head about. But two, I figured that this is a great opportunity to tell you guys these sort of like different tips and tricks that I have when it comes to packing for carry-on. I've watched so many videos in preparation for packing. I keep knocking everything over. That I just feel like I've seen the same thing so many times. So I want to tell you guys about the mistakes that I've made while packing, because it's been a lot of mistakes. So you guys can see like a pack with me / this is how you don't mess everything up like I have before. So let's go. So the very first thing I'm going to talk to you guys about is food, because literally everybody eats food. So I made the huge mistake one time of like leaving my flat when I lived in England at like 5 a.m. and then taking a bus and thinking that I would like get breakfast when I got to the train station. So it would be like after like an hour, I would just eat breakfast. But I got super lost at the train station, was looking for this like unmarked bus stop that I had to take to get onto a bus that would take me to Stansted Airport. And so by the time I finally got to Stansted Airport, I had to like rush through. Moral of the story is that I went for like 6 hours, 7, 8, 9 hours, maybe, I can't remember, in my entire day just not eating food. The big thing too was not drinking water. So what I'm telling you guys is tip number 1 is to pack snacks. No matter where you go, bring some snacks. This isn't just a like travel tip. So what I have in front of me is an absurd amount of RX bars. These are the only ones without almonds in it because I'm allergic to almonds. I have an absurd amount of fruit to goes. What's awesome too is that if I don't eat all these, which I'm not gonna eat all these on the flight, I can just like bring these with me and eat them along my trip because currency conversion might kill me. Oh, and I also have an awake chocolate bar, which I feel like is exactly what I need when I get off the plane because it has like a full cup of caffeine in it. So yeah, tip number 1 is pack some snacks. I can't wait to pull this out on the plane and the lady next to me is gonna like ask for something of my snack pack and I'm gonna say no. It's my snack pack. So this is gonna bring me to tip number 2 for how to pack with only a carry-on, is the fact that a lot of people nowadays, because they start charging for bags to go underneath, only bring carry-ons. So chances are, especially if you paid for a real cheap ticket and you're in the back of the plane or something, they're going to take your carry-on and they're gonna like for free check it for you. You'll like go and pick it up on the side of the plane when you walk out. Probability is that that's going to happen to you. And I made the mistake in Norway of when they took my bag, not realizing that I had something super fragile in it. So tip number 2 is make sure your fragile things are in your backpack of your carry-on items, not the luggage suitcase itself. So I can show you guys, I still use this, but my makeup palette, something I totally would not have thought of, had a mirror in it that's like super cracked. Is it dangerous and hardcore that I still use this mirror every day and I'm bringing it on this trip? Maybe I have some pieces of mirror in my eyeshadow pigment. But yeah, don't make the same mistake I did. Just put it in your backpack. It's exactly what I'm gonna go and put this in right now. Tip number 3 actually hurts me to talk about it because I have lost many items because of tip number 3. And that is that liquids are your enemies when it comes to only bringing carry-ons. The biggest difference between, well, besides space, between bringing a carry-on or checking your bag is the fact that your liquids are like, you're only allowed like a certain amount of liquids. So Yeah, don't make the same mistake I did, especially if the airport that you go to is super anal about it, because I have brought in like full products, or like even I'll bring like products that have like a little bit left, but because the container is still over the 100 milliliters restriction, I will just have to throw them out. I bought myself like this Lush product, like some cream or something to bring on the flight with me to my trip to Santorini, and had to throw the whole thing out at the airport because I was an idiot and forgot about that. So you can sometimes get away with some things, but I think it's better to play on the safe side. But my tip extends to more than just that. I'm gonna show you what I do because as a frequent traveler, I picked up some little tips and tricks for you guys. Main thing is I put my liquids in these little resealable things. You can get them at like the dollar store, just little teeny jars. What's awesome about the jars, and not just the like little tubes that you would normally get, is that you can stack them. So they'll usually give you like a baggie that you have to fit all your liquids in. And what's awesome about the stackable ones is it kind of like counts as quite a few liquids depending on like if you really need a lot of the product or not. If you don't, then I would highly recommend these. And I think that these will last me 2 weeks. If this is like my face cream and moisturizer, this will get me through 2 weeks of wear. And then on top of that, if you're a girl watching this, you will forget / I forgot. And only one person has dinged me on this before, and it was at a super small airport and it shouldn't have mattered. But a lot of your makeup is liquids too, so I usually don't even like include my makeup when I put them in my liquids, but now I do just to like err on the side of caution. I have all of my liquidy makeup I put in with my liquids just in case. Sometimes you won't get dinged for it and you're allowed that extra space. Other times, you know, you get dinged for it and you gotta throw out your like $30 thing because we pay for expensive makeup. So a big tip I would say is the stuff that you can buy there, as in like shampoo, just buy there. I know it's like sucky, especially if you like trip gets messed up and you don't have the shampoo that you needed, but yeah, just buy the big items when you get there. I know that it's not like the best for everybody, but it will save you a lot of space and it will save you crying. Or what you can do is try to make it through with the big stuff. And if they have you throw it out, then just throw out the shampoo and the stuff that you can buy there first, as crappy as that seems. Okay, so tip number 4. Is it 4 yet? Yeah, okay, so tip number 4 is the one that might break a few people's hearts, but it has to do with your in-flight entertainment. When you're traveling, you have awkward amounts of times that you have to fill up with something. And so if you are like me and you love reading, then I highly recommend reading. I actually read the entire thick book of Caraval on my flight home from England to Canada. It's like 8-hour flight and it took me the entire book to make it home. So that's what's leading me to my next tip, is bring a book, and this might hurt some people, that you're okay with leaving there. I don't know if I'm okay with leaving this one. I just bought it. The thing is that I know that if I need some extra space or anything on my way home, then I can leave this at the hostel I'm staying at. Most hostels have libraries. I can donate this to a public library wherever I am. I can literally leave this at a train station, put a cute little romantic note in it, find the love of my life, and that'd be pretty cool. So yeah, that's my tip, is bring a book, because you will have so much idle time during your day. There are times where you have a 5-hour layover, your phone's dying, you don't want to watch Netflix, that a book will literally save your life. So bring it, just don't be sad if you have to leave it. And this is good too in case you do finish your book on the way there. My flight time is like 24 hours, so I might finish this tomorrow. Leave it there and then pick up a new book when you get there. Then you're not really changing much space for all the new shit you buy. So I promised my bedroom was super clean like 5 minutes ago, but I just wanted to show you guys what I'm packing in my carry-on and my backpack. So I kind of have everything laid out here, but I'll show you guys just a few things that I have that are like my trip essentials. I'm sleeping in hostels for the most part of the trip, so I've got a few different locks. One to lock my locker. This is just me being like extra careful and locking my suitcase on top of that. Because I'm a girl traveling alone, it emits a really high sound if I pull out the little nub of it. I've got Tylenol and all my vitamins. I've got my international permit, which actually, funny story, me and my friends rented a car in Norway, and though I wasn't the one driving, apparently they give you like a list inside of here of like countries that you need to get an international driver's license if you're renting a car in, and Norway's on here, but we literally drove around and like the rental car didn't say anything, like the rental car company. But yeah, Norway's totally on this list, but so is Czech and Austria, and I think Germany. Yeah, and Germany's on there too. So that's why I got this international driver's license. It's sick. It only cost me like $25 to get, and it's not like a test. It's just like you pay them money. I have this so I can sleep at night, and these so I can sleep at night, especially because I'm sleeping in hostels. I've got a sexy little traveler's fanny pack, my blue light glasses because I'm going to be editing a lot of footage, some makeup remover wipes, of course a plug adapter. I've got my sexy tripod because I'm going to be shamelessly taking so many pictures of myself on trip. I've got all my like fun stuff there. I don't know if I'm going to take this water bottle or a different water bottle, but I do love it. It's not without my coffee. And then as far as clothing goes, I might be overpacked a bit for clothing. Actually, nice transition piece. This leads me to my next point. The next point is that when it comes to clothing, pack less because, and I've learned this, and you might be a better person than I am, but I buy a lot of shit when I travel, especially when it comes to clothing stores, especially when it comes to European clothing stores, because I find I enjoy their style a lot more than ours. So this, which is a pile of bottoms, a pile of tops, and then I have a few party cardies, and that's my bra beside me. It might be a little bit too much, so I might tone it down a bit, but as long as I have enough tops to go for like 2 bottoms, then I think that I can take it down a notch. So let's try to do that. I'm falling asleep filming this, guys. Another thing I forgot to show you is that because I'm staying in hostels and they don't provide like shampoo or anything besides, you know, bunk beds, this is like a quick drying towel, a quick drying towel for traveling, and it came in this awesome bag too. I brought one party dress, well, I bought one fancy dress because it's my dream that I'm going to be whisked away by a European man and we'll have a fancy dinner, and then one kind of casual dress. I brought 2 party outfits. One's a bodysuit and one is a little top, just because, you know, hostel life, I might end up partying. And then I have a beret. I have, maybe I'll sacrifice not bringing this blazer or not bringing this cardigan, but I've got those. So yeah, I'm trying to put this bad boy all into my suitcase. This one is not exactly a tip, but I do always hang my airport outfit up so that it is ready for me to go. I just have a pair of like really soft comfy joggers and then a hoodie for underneath it, or over top of it. Yeah, for over top of it. That's how clothing work. And then I'll probably just throw a tank top underneath this guy. Not exactly the aesthetically pleasing suitcases that you always see on YouTube, but I did manage to get everything in there, including my knee-high boots, and still have quite a bit of room on the side here that I can bring stuff home. I ended up leaving quite a few sweaters behind and opting to bring only 2 party cardies. And then I have almost everything ready here. The only thing is that I have my laptop to go in here and my camera, obviously, and every little odds and ends. So, and I'm gonna put my liquids. Another pro tip is to put my liquids in my backpack so it's just easier for me to carry it. I'm almost finished packing. I just wanted to show you these things. I'm not using them per se right now to pack anything. I'm using them if I buy anything there. What they do is kind of a little diagram on it, but you shove all your clothes in here and you're able to like vacuum seal your clothes without actually using a vacuum. I got these on Amazon such a long time ago / when I moved to England. So yeah, I think they're super awesome. I'm just bringing 2 little ones just in case I over shop when I'm there. Then I have them. Okay. I have found a carry-on tip that I know no one has heard about here before because it was so news to me on my last trip 2 months ago when I went to Kentucky. I came back with a candle from Target, like every Canadian girl who misses having Target in her city. And if you bring a candle, it was this one, into your carry-on, it shows up as like a huge mass object in your carry-on, and you will get searched. Well, I mean, I didn't get like strip searched, but my bag got searched. They dug up this candle, no matter where I went, even if I put it on the top. Yeah, they will dig up this candle, and then you'll have the security guards smelling your candle. So, guaranteed. And I think this might be the first time you've ever heard this. So, there you go. Don't buy a candle as a gift for someone if you are planning on traveling and bringing back candles. Now, this last tip has nothing to do with space. Well, maybe it does. Well, it doesn't. It doesn't at all. I'm telling you a super good trip for long haul flights here, and this might not be you. Maybe you're only taking a 2-hour flight and need it and are watching this video, but it's me. So I'm telling you on how to get rid of jet lag and how to actually fall asleep on your flight is this guy. Can you see that? Yeah, it is that's the French side. Canadian things. It is melatonin. I know that in some countries this is not easy to get the way that it is in Canada. I know that in England it was like an over-the-counter drug, but my Canadian self lives off this. I might have a slight addiction to it, but it puts you to sleep in a non-medical way because melatonin is something your body produces naturally. So I pop one of these when I am ready to fall asleep on a plane, and if God has blessed me with the window seat, then I can actually sleep for the 7-8 hour flight and wake up feeling refreshed, like super quote unquote refreshed, because no one feels refreshed after a plane. But even then, this will help you to kind of adjust your body to wherever you are staying and falling asleep and waking up. My tip and trick, which might not be like the healthiest tip and trick, but to combat jet lag, is a combination of taking melatonin to fall asleep at night and drinking coffee in the morning. It's not like the healthiest way to do it, but it is my plans for this trip. I hope you guys like this video. Let me know if any of the tips that I suggested for you today are tips that you've never heard of before, never would have thought of, or if they're absolutely stupid and useless. You can let me know that too. Actually, don't let me know that. That might hurt my feelings a bit. So like this video if you guys like this video, and subscribe if you feel like subscribing, and I will be posting a crap ton of videos for my trip. So please keep watching. Bye.